What's up, guys? It's Chris.
What's up, guys? It's Chris. You're watching Plumbing Explained, and this is Unclogged, Episode 9. So what we've got here is a property management company actually contracted us out on this one. They've got a bunch of units out here in Westminster, California. And similar to like the beach cities, these units are built kind of strange. You'll see the cast iron, 1.5-inch cast iron stub out coming out of the wall there. And it's kind of connected to this janky ABS P-trap here with a hard 90. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen the bottom nut and top nut on the P-trap and lower it down. We ran a little bit of water and saw that it's backed up, but it's not like under pressure, so we weren't too worried about that. We pulled that out. I always like to make sure that I've got a drop cloth down when I'm snaking drains in cabinets. Sometimes I'll even like tape the cabinets up with plastic so that I don't have to spend a bunch of time cleaning up afterwards. Now, I always put a little bend on the tip of my cables. It helps them make drops in tighter areas. It just helps them you can kind of use them a little bit more directional-wise, get different directions with them when they've got that little bend on the tip there. Sometimes I'll even put another bend like 6 inches back from the first bend. So it almost turns into like a question mark if I'm trying to make like a turn or something like that I know it's having a tough time making. Now we're using the Spartan Model 81 with our 5/16 drum and 5/16 inner core Spartan cable with a C-cutter on the tip. Now this has been my little go-to machine for kitchens, bathrooms, and even some like soft toilet stoppages for a few months now, ever since I bought it. I bought it to replace my stolen Spartan 100, and I was able to get a really good deal on this machine used from an ex-union retired plumber. And what I did was I put a new 1/4-inch cable in the old drum, 50 foot, and I bought a 5/16 inner core cable and another drum, which turned this machine into my shower and tub machine and my kitchen machine, with the possibility of potentially, clearing 4-inch and 3-inch soft stoppages. This machine is really awesome. I love this machine. To me, this is like a residential guy's dream machine. I wish I had this earlier on in my career. It's way easier to move around than the Spartan 100. Of course, yeah, it can't pull the roots out and stuff like that that the 100 could, but it's still just as good for just about any drain inside the home, and especially with these drums that carry 50 feet, and 5/16 inner core cable is a really good rigid cable. I haven't had a drain really yet that I haven't been able to unclog with it. As long as I'm not trying to push this machine past its limits, I can unclog pretty much anything with it from 1.5 to 2-inch. Now this drain line is cast iron, so it's pretty jacked up, and I really do wish I had a smaller flex shaft for this drain line. I don't think my K9204 would have done well here. I think it's a little too big. I'm not sure though. I just recently ordered a single chain knocker with some teeth on it that's supposed to be able to do 1.5-inch drain line, so I am going to try it on my next 1.5-inch drain line that comes up. I'm going to try it with a little 1.5-inch knocker and see if I can't unclog it. But yeah, the little baby Huey is my go-to for 1.5 to 2-inch for sure. And by baby Huey, I mean the Spartan 81, of course. So here I'm pulling back through this cast iron. There was a few bends in the wall and this hard 90 here, so of course it's a little tough. But the 5/16 cable is perfect for this type of application because it's not too thick like the 1/2-inch or the 13/32. I mean, the 13/32 it's just barely bigger than the 5/16, but it's a little too rigid when it comes to the Spartan cables for like smaller bathrooms. I mean, I guess it's not. The 13/32 really good. It's just not good for bigger stuff, so you kind of got to sacrifice there. With my 100 machine, I was always the happiest when I was running it with the 1/2-inch cable, and that's what I've got on my Redneck 75 now, my cheap version of the Spartan 100. So let's reassemble the trap and run some water and check and see how it's going. I always like to run hot water if I can, because I know hot water will loosen up the gunk and anything like that that's in the line. Give me a better shot, especially when I can't run water at the same time as snaking. And you know what, I was thinking about this. Next time I come up with one of these drains here, I'm just going to add a clean out. That way, next time I come to service it, I'm going to just look like a rock star. I'll clean it out as quick as possible, you know? And I was thinking about doing it while I was there, because it was a new customer, but I really had a lot going on that day, and I didn't have the fittings with me. So if I had had the fittings, I would have thrown on a clean out on there and knocked this thing out of the park for them. And even though typically that would be an extra charge, I would have probably just done it for free, because I know the customer wasn't really willing to pay more than just for the drain cleaning. But sometimes to unclog the drain, you do yourself a favor by adding stuff like that. Like, for instance, here I had to pull the trap back apart, drain it back down again, before I was able to start cabling again. Another thing I typically do is I'll typically cut that 90 off and throw a P-trap on, but again, the customer was adamant about keeping the price as low as possible for just the unclogging, so I didn't really want to spend more money in parts on this job. I just wanted to kind of keep it just to the unclogging, but I did eventually change the P-trap for them without a charge. Sometimes you just have to eat cost like that to make a customer happy. I mean, my motto is, I'm the last plumber you will ever call, and I stand behind that. I believe that I am the last plumber you'll ever call. So, I mean, what's like a $3 drain to me? You know, a $3 tubular P-trap, or $5, whatever it costs. You know, it's really nothing. If I'm able to secure that customer for another drain cleaning, or unclogging, or even a cleaning, or whatever they have, that customer turns into a long-term customer, also turns into a referral machine for me. I mean, you really, your main thing is building your customer base. Worry about the money, I think, secondly. I mean, you know what I mean, obviously. Building a customer base to me is more important than getting rich quick. So the way other companies look at your company as far as value goes is how big your customer base is. How many people call you on a daily basis, how many repeat customers you have, things like that. That's how other companies are going to base your company's value. That's how you're going to be able to sell your company one day. It's based off your customer base. So if you just hit and run everybody, or you get known as a guy who does that occasionally, your customer base isn't going to be very big. You're not going to have very much volume. Your company won't ever be worth much. I've seen guys with a one-man show sell their companies upwards of $1 million plus. So, and that's where I'm going to head, directly to that area and above it with my company. I don't plan on selling it. It's going to be in the family forever. So what is this, the third time we're snaking this drain? Golly, Chris, when are you just going to get it together and put a clean out on this thing, right? Or what are some of you guys saying? Where's the jetter? Indoor jetting, on a clog line like this, on a second story in a condo is probably not the best idea. It's probably something you'd want to do with a clean out. Cabling, I think, is probably your best option indoors, unless you've got some type of way of getting the water out. Some lines get this black sludge that can just be so dangerous and hazardous to anything around it. You don't want to get it on anything. So what's your guys' favorite machine? What do you guys use? I know a lot of you guys out there are either Rigid or Gorlitz guys. Those are like the two most common machines. I'm telling you guys right now, if you're a Rigid or a Gorlitz guy, if you use a Spartan, it'll change your life. I promise you right now, if you're a Rigid or a Gorlitz guy who uses cable machines and you use Spartan, it will change you forever. with genuine Spartan cables. Don't use Spartan with some BS aftermarket cable. You got to use a genuine Spartan cable, Spartan machine. You will be amazed. Okay, so here we go. We got the water going. Time to clean up. Wrap the machine up. Clean up, clean up. Everybody clean up. There, I've got my disinfectant spray. I'm gonna wrap my pedal around my machine here. And I will also be wrapping the power cord. This machine doesn't have any like designated area for wrapping the cord. I don't know. You guys have any ideas? I don't think I'm doing it the best area because I feel like sooner or later it's gonna cut into my air switch cord. My Spartan 100 always had problems with that damn air switch cord. I was always cutting it down and re-crimping that little fitting. Do any of you guys have any problems with your Spartan air switches? The little rubber cracking or anything like that? Another question I have is, do you guys recommend the 300 or what? I really want a 300. I've wanted one for a long time. And I'm considering at one point when I can to finance one. What do you guys think? So I've got a lot more Unclogged episodes coming down the pipe, guys. We're working on a lot of things right now for the channel. Working on a new design for the character, Elroy. And yeah, it's just going to be a lot of fun, guys. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed, you ring the bell, and you like the video. Definitely make sure you like or don't like if you didn't like it. But it really helps the algorithm, apparently. It helps the video get seen, and it helps us get more views. So, take care, everybody.